And I thank the lady for her fine speech, and it gives me great honour to call upon the leader of the opposition to open the case of that side.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have heard a lot of assertions and unfounded statements and implications by the other side of the House to justify a policy which is just terrible. I will first go into some rebuttal, then I'm going to speak to you about why this is not in the best interest of the child and why this is not good for the society as a whole. My partner will speak to you about social justice and about equality. But first, a little bit of rebuttal. Because why do we have legal barriers to enhancement? Not to prevent people from becoming healthy, because in most Western liberal democracies, we already allow that. We already allow you to prevent genetic problems which might lead to worse health. What we don't want to do is to create superhumans. What we don't want to do is to have parents who say, I don't want a fat child. I want to have a very athletic child. I want to have a child who's very smart. We don't want to give, and this is the second point, the group that we are talking about, rich, picky people, the chance to demand the making, the procreation of superhumans. Then the former speaker went on to say, it's already status quo. We already allow you to choose which partner you have, because people choose partners thinking about the baby. We say, no, that is not true. When you are choosing a partner, you focus on a lot of things. You focus on your own pleasure, for instance, or and on whether this person is a good partner in an economic sense and other things. So when you choose your partner, the process isn't entirely dominated by the desire to have a perfect child, to have a superhuman. So we say that you are being a little bit simplistic about the status quo, and you shouldn't talk about improvement of health, but the creating of better humans / superhumans. Yes?
Okay, so if I want my child not to suffer from obesity, which is hereditary in my family, I am in fact creating a superhuman.
Let's draw the... Mr. Speaker, let's draw the distinction clearly. When it's about obesity, it's about health and not about enhancement. Let's go on. What is best for the child, Mr. Speaker? Because we say we have here some picky parents. Combined with a technology which we can't fully control, because the human body is a very complex phenomenon. And we say, when you can't fully control a process, when you don't have the knowledge to fully control a process, you might get faults, errors in the process, and you might not give the parents what they have demanded, what they have expected from the child to be. We say, whereas in the status quo we say, you should be happy with your child, whatever he is, whatever the consequences are of your procreation. You are now saying, by this policy, that it's okay to expect that your child is perfect, that your child is smart, that your child is very athletic. And when you do that, and when there are faults in the process, you will make sure that the parents will be disappointed in their child. Furthermore, we say, what if the child finds out that he's the result of a genetic process, and he hasn't been a perfect, the process didn't work out well. He will know that his parents don't think he meets the expectations which they have from him, and this will make him very sad. Furthermore, we say there is a bigger problem, because this is something, sit down, this is something very expensive, which only the extremely rich will be able to afford. What this will mean is that you will have a small elite which have children who are above normal. And when you are above normal, you need some kind of normality in your life to socialize with other people in the society. If you are rich, you are athletic and very smart, and you never have any social problems because of that, you will not be able to be sympathetic towards other people. You will not be able to associate with other people, and we think that a certain level of normality will be good for the child, for his development, and for his interaction with other people. But let's go on to my second point, but prior to that, I'll take the order.
Sir, unless you support complete communism, can you please tell us why you think it's okay for a child to belong to a rich family, but it's not okay for a child to be able to run a mile very fast?
Okay, let's move on. I'll answer that in my second point, Mr. Speaker. Because what is the best for the society? We say that we want a society of justice. We want a society in which you get rewarded for hard work and for your talent which you have gained genetically. We say when very rich people are able to make their children into superhumans, they will stop social mobility. What they will do is become nobility again, because only their children are able to get something like that. And we don't want that in our society. There are a lot of signs in the law which show us that we don't want that. For instance, we taxate inheritance, because we think that the mere fact that you are born into a rich family doesn't make you entitled to a lot more than other people. We want to have social mobility. And what this policy will implement is a society in which the elites, in which the people who are on top will stop social mobility, and we don't want that. So, if you see that the child will not be accepted by this, will not prove the acceptance of a child by his parents. If you see that you will say because of this policy that people should expect a lot more from their children, should put expectations on their children, which they can't do. We say this will worsen the relation of the parent and the child. We say this is very bad for society, because this will stop social mobility. And my partner will expand on it. He will tell you why it's good for us to have justice in our society, why it is great to have social mobility, because it appeals to our sense of justice and equality. We think this is a bad policy, and I beg you to oppose.